the film crew following us?
Yeah, they're
film
ready.
crew. Okay, come on, come this way. This is going to be mean.
Thanks for waiting for so long.
Noxema? I use Noxema. So I'm perfectly sane, you know what I mean? There goes my hat.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you welcome very warmly
Well, also going right back to the formation of the band. How did it sort of come about?
Surely you must know that by now.
Andrew had the most interest in music, and he started me off into music by saying, "Here's a microphone, and do you want to sing? Because we're trying out a drummer or something." So I just started off, and then I think I remember his mother and a friend coming down going, "Oh, that's really nice. Yeah, I like that." And I thought, oh, that's great, you know, appreciations.
It came together from 3 different bands, because there's 3 brothers in the band. They all had different bands, and we all sort of merged when the relative bands we had sort of split up.
And then Tim and Kirk were also buddies at school, and they finished up a band, and I think Tim kind of got it together. I think he said, "Why don't, you know, you and Andrew get together, and Kirk and I'll get together," and we found Gary at the beach.
Right.
And little Johnny was, you know, then a little kid playing drums. He'd been playing drums since he was 13. It was really hot, and we recruited him. And it was really, I think, just a garage band to start with. No great aspirations. What we did is we went out to Perth for 9 months, and we worked 9 to 5, and just wrote and wrote and wrote. and slowly brought in the original material and got rid of the other stuff. So we worked once, maybe twice a week, and what happened is we actually sort of got thrown out of town.
Australia really is the only place in the world that has such a thriving pub circuit, a thriving live circuit. We did a lot of the small pubs, and, like in the city and things like that for many years, 2 or 3 years.
It's also great to write a song and play it live, and it's incredible what that can do to a song.
What is your earliest childhood memory? I think my earliest childhood memory would be the garden in the house that we used to live in when we were kids.
It was great because it was the beginning of something. It felt like we had launched ourselves.
What do you actually play in the band?
Well, I just recently come from harmonica to drums.
Percussive stuff.
In the percussive
Percussive
field,
mode.
yeah.
Right, who is your biggest influence?
My father. I knew you were going to say your father. Yeah.
Leon Trotsky.
Yeah.
That's absolutely correct.
INXS back in Australia have got a very broad audience. They've got an audience that go to clubs, they've got an audience that go to rock gigs, they've also got a younger audience, which then could be termed INXS in one category, teeny bopper audience, you know.
Yeah.
Yet you seem to have sort of, as a group, sailed through that without any major problems.
Because
Was it
we're
your
really
attitude, do you think?
we're really selfish.
Yeah.
No, we really do write for ourselves, and we always have maintained that.
With this band, it mainly comes from the singer, Michael, and the keyboard player. But every member of the band writes and helps write a song, even though perhaps Andrew, the keyboard player, starts the song out. The whole band works on it as a unit.
Right, well, Shaboo Shabar, coming to record that, whether one admits it or not, there is pressure put on because the media are putting pressure and the public are putting pressure on what are INXS going to come next.
We thought, okay, let's do what you're supposed to do. Let's go with Mark Ovitz. And he was fantastic. And I think Shaboo Shabar is I listened to that album, you know, and I couldn't do that with the other albums, really. I listened to it comfortably, you know,
Right.
like it's anybody's album. We had a bit of time off, and it was law of averages. We played and played and played and played until we arrived at 10 songs. The influences really came from within the band. Everybody had different tastes, and we still do. straight, you know, just, you know. You ask me, and I always try to hear. Past money and color, make believe. The cheap values are drifting round.
Andrew, how much input comes from INXS when concepting a video? All the INXS videos come really from the INXS heads.
We hate makeup. Just take this, right, and just go all over your face and then sort of rub it around. It's really terrible. Hey Tim, how'd it go tonight?
Well, it was fine. I got electric. I actually thought I was that Nicholas in what was the movie he was in? Not
I don't know,
Chinatown.
it was
One Flew Over the
I really like America and Japan. I like everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
I like everywhere in the world, including Australia, even.
I saw INXS in Lismore last year, and we live in Byron Bay. We live in Byron Bay. Woo! We see INXS. Merry Christmas, Michael. And love you, the rest of the band, and have a happy New Year, all right? Merry Christmas, Michael.
With that album and with then subsequent performances, there was a very notable thing for a lot of people that there were all of these different influences happening with this group. It wasn't just sort of like seeing one group play, you know?
Where was it coming from?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think at that stage we arrived to the point of knowing our best and worst points.
Right.
That was having a marked effect, because if you take somebody who is solely interested in funk and you play them the Cramps, and if they get something out of it, it's going to have an interesting effect on what they're going to do. And that's what we're working on. We're working on, you know, educating ourselves.
To cash me out. I don't mind, but what I say, use that magic for better days. Standing above this moment, listening to all I say. The spark of love will attract me, will catch me.
What is your favourite food? My favourite food, right. My favourite food is a cheese sandwich.
INXS.
I'm still junkie. I'm still junkie. I'm still junkie anywhere I go.
You know your voice is a love song. It's a cat call from
best way to make a cheese sandwich is to get a toaster, put 2 slices of toast in it. A little bit of butter on the toast, you know. And then you get some French mustard and just put that lightly on the toast. And then, of course, you might want to use tomato or pickles or something like that.
Hello, baby.
My 2 favourite drinks would be green tea and boutamini. What is a boutamini? A boutamini is a pig's ear, you know, like a pig's ear, a beer. And you eat it.
The Swing album, and certainly you've got 2 producers.
Mm. Oh, and this stage we'd all gone crazy on Chic. I mean, we always loved Chic, you know, we kept it quiet, but we always, you know, loved all that stuff, you know, Left Freak, the disco and all that stuff, and great musicians, you know, great production and stuff. And at that stage we listened to Niall's solo album, which really never got a great run here, Land of the Good Groove. And funnily enough, we did a show in Toronto with Men at Work. We were on the Men at Work tour, flying along on their beige plane and stuff, and Niall came along to a show and he came backstage and said hi, and Tim sort of fell on the floor because, you know, he loves Noel Rodgers, and he said, hey, let's have a jam, and we said sure, and he said, look, we're gonna have a jam, let's record it really well, so let's do it at the power station. Hey, listen, you know, and we thought, well, while we're there, let's do a single, and he said, yeah, okay. So he was a fan, and that was fantastic. So he sort of saw, I think he listened to The One Thing, he was a fan of The One Thing, which had that, which is what we were trying to do, you know, that the mixture of funk and rock.
You might know of the original sin, and you might know how to be with fire.
The first 2 clips we made off the Swing, we used a Japanese advertising company in Japan, because some of the Japanese ads you see on television there are just so funny and ridiculous. Right. It was a small crew of around 200 people.
They're amazing, aren't they, Japanese?
Yeah.
I mean, they just got everything.
It was over the top, and it was a lot of fun doing the original cinema with the bikies and that. They were really tame sort of bikies, you know, they look really mean.
Right.
They got guns on the back of their choppers and things, but if you look up close in it, they're all plastic, you know, and they giggle and drink milkshakes, you know.
There was a time when I did not care, and there was a time when the facts did stare. There is a dream, and it's held by many. Well, I'm sure you have to see its open arms.
How much prejudice was there within certain American territories to original sin?
It was all twisted around. In Texas, we had a guy throw a 45 on stage, real 45,
the black guy, with a tag on it saying, "Thanks for all your help."
Dream on, white girl, wake up to a brand new day. To find your dreams have washed away. Dream on, black boy. Dream on, white girl, then wake up to a brand new day. To find your dreams have washed away. White boy, black girl.
Come all this way to do 2 film clips.
Black boy, white girl. White boy, black girl. Black boy, white girl.
We didn't want to have to go overseas when there was nothing else to do in Australia. So we decided to go in early. We wanted to get overseas and do things before we were even as big as we could be in Australia.
Right.
take out the mines over the valleys. Could take a while. I miss people. I miss fun. You're my apparition. She's my only one. She's my only one.
On the net.
To all our mates and Sheilas in Japan, thanks very much.
I mean, what are you going to do when you're finished with the band? I mean, is there something, you know, a real job? A real big honey, I'm home sort of stuff?
Well, I've always wanted to be a car mechanic. You know,
Really?
I just love to be a car mechanic.
Yeah, car mechanic, yeah.
A question I've always wanted to ask you is, if you weren't a musician, what would you be?
What? I think I'd probably work in a nursery or something really boring like that.
A nursery?
Something
fond of plants?
Probably, yeah.
Speaking of
things
plants,
that grow.
Yeah, I heard that that you are actually very fond of animals. Do you have any particular animal that you...
Probably birds.
Birds?
I think everyone seems to know that.
I come out here about twice a week when I'm on holidays.
Yeah.
And troll around, but not in a boat this big, unfortunately. Might be about the size of the dinghy for this thing. It would have been fun to have caught him in my little boat.
But why fishing? Is it just because you do nothing?
Yeah,
On
basically
holidays?
there's no phone. And yeah, you know,
Just do
out here I can think, get my thoughts together on what I want to do. Because fishing's mainly waiting, you know, as we found out today.
Well,
you
I've
just
only
wait
done
and
it.
wait and wait.
It's the first time I've done it, and
Yeah, and it's,
taken too
it's
long.
always when you're thinking least about getting a fish. For me, that's suddenly, like today,
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
right.
one of the reels takes off and you're away.
So when I do get spare time, when we are sort of on a break type situation, mainly all I want to do is stay at home, because I'm not there that often these days.
What is your favourite INXS video?
My favourite INXS video would be Burn For You.
4MK present INXS live in concert. INXS play the Mackay Showgrounds on Saturday, April 21st on their Swing Tour Australia.
play with facts. Changes on demand.
Well, apart from Niall, of course, Nick Launay, success with Midnight Oil, also became your producer.
Yeah, it was great because we looked at we were looking around at producers and Nick's this little hot shot coming through and he did the models. You know,
Right.
we loved all that stuff, and we thought, yeah, let's really go out with somebody, move away from Mark once again and move into a real sounds guy. All these sounds that, you know, he would pull up sounds we never heard again.
Well, I was going to say, it gave a new dimension, I think.
It did, it really did. Yeah.
To the band, which then could recreate them on stage as well.
Yeah, to a point we got away with it.
Right.
Well, Nick Launay is sort of he did swing. He's a much more modern sort of young engineer type producer. So that's why that album sort of sounded so keyboard orientated, and it was a little, if anything, just slightly overproduced for me. I like, you know,
A bit raw.
Yeah, a bit raw. And
It was moving just far away enough, you know. And now we're gonna sort of go back again.
And cry in vain. I want to tell you, don't give it up, no. I want to tell you, don't give it up, don't tell you.
The reason being, I've been listening very closely and we'll do everything in its power.
We can choose, it's never doubted.
I said, get out of here, the police are here.
How do you see yourself as a member of INXS? Where I fit into the group, I sort of look at myself more as a songwriter, and then a musician, and then like a performer.
Just too much to ask.
Like in the band, is it a traditional sort of band? Like, do you all live together and borrow money from each other, or do you all have separate lives?
It's like Monopoly, you know, like we all sort of have our own stakes, and we've learned how to live with each other. And
I thought you were a vegetarian.
Right, yeah.
I want to tell you, don't give it up, no. I want to tell you, don't give it up.
What about the actual band? I mean, is there any hassles now that you've sort of catapulted to mega trendy stardom around the world?
I most definitely believe that money breeds contempt. content exists without money.
How long have you been actually in INXS? In
INXS for about 6 years.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
That's
Six.
right.
Right, origin, right.
Could I use the word inception?
Inception, yes. Is that
Great.
okay?
6 years. I don't know, not Inception. No.
Well, non-inception.
Right. Before a gig like this, how do you feel, you know?
I feel bloody great.
Really? You don't get nervous or anything?
No, I think it's... Oh, I feel nervous, yeah, especially when they're our shows. But there's something that transcends everything about doing a show to this many people, especially outdoors.
Yeah.
Especially when it's sunny.
Yeah. Do you have your own car? What's your favourite kind of car?
Well, my favourite kind of car is a squash green Toyota Corona.
What would be your advice to a young band about to make their first video? Well, advice is a dangerous thing, you know, but if I had to give advice, I'd say that you got to have a good song before you make a good video.
We usually spend about a day sort of filming them, and then the director or whoever takes all the film away and edits it together, and makes sure it's in sync and it fits together and it's exciting or whatever.
Yeah, the videos are 100% INXS made. Never say die.
I personally don't like them because I personally don't like looking at myself on film at all.
Man without quality.
Concerts, the bigger ones, are very exciting. The sort of half hour preceding that is so nerve-wracking, but once you get out there and you've gotten through the first song or two, it's just fun.
you know, when you're over there and you make no money, I mean, there's no question of that. You lose a lot of money. I mean, it would be, if it was a question of money, we wouldn't go overseas. You know? People should get that right. It's, you know, you lay everything on your line, on the line.
Watch the world argue, argue with its love. Wisdom teach me, peace and happiness.
We could sit here forever, just never get old. Listen to the world, letting God tie us down. It's cities, sharp and dice, right clothing, dancing on the jetty, so our feet stay dry. Watch the world argue with itself. Who's gonna teach me peace and happiness? Watch the world argue with itself. Who's gonna teach me peace and happiness?
Blood is upon the steps 2,000 years ago. Pray like hell, there we go to fight another war in the Holy Land. Shout the word, too sorry. Snap decision in a moment's glory. We're gonna watch them keep it strong. Watch the world argue with itself. Who's gonna teach me peace and happiness? Watch the world argue with itself. Who's gonna teach me peace and happiness? Watch the world argue with itself. Who's gonna teach me peace and happiness? Watch the world argue with itself. Who's gonna teach me peace and happiness?
Consider it slapped.
Well, if we can be heard over the Hootie Gurus, how do you feel about bass playing? You know, the state of the art of bass playing in Australia.
I think it's at an all-time high. I think it's Australia has the best bass players and the best rhythm sections in the world. The most interesting, yeah. The most experimental, without even knowing it.
Yeah, I didn't know that
I
either.
didn't know.
Most of the guitars I use these days are Tokai, and there's a Japanese company that makes them. They make Stratocasters and Telecasters as well as Fender used to, and they're really, really nice guitars. Nile Rodgers put them on me onto them.
I stepped off the stage once. My eyesight isn't fantastic, and I just stepped off something like this and just went straight down.
Right. Okay, well, there is just one...
enough questions.
No. I mean, if I could just... No, I just had to... It was organised with the management, please, if you don't mind.
Lost. Nowhere to go.
What is your Achilles heel? My Achilles heel would be my mouth. Yeah.
Is it hard for then the band to have to come back as a group and then sort of say, right, this is under the INXS banner?
Yeah, that's a good question, because I've just started doing that. We've just been rehearsing. No, it's really good. It's really good, because we don't see that much of each other when we're not on the road, because we do spend so much time together. And when we get together, it's exciting.
Great. Well, we'll go from here into a video.
I'm melting in the sun. This is what they call a life. I suppose too much sun makes a desert Arab shade. In the middle of this country, that's the life I want to see. She was 12 and knew the world. A boyfriend knew a dance to this. Everybody's got advice. Take a snake and take a ladder. This is what they call life. I'm melting in the sun.
And so on and so forth. And we're going to continue that.